good. And one other item, Terry Bodine is building a 8-foot scale model of the Covington Erie Canal lock. And after he's done, we've showed it a couple places. Is it okay if we place it by our showcase on the 3rd floor for the Covington lock? And that, I think it'll fit next to the stairway there.
Yeah, as long as it's not a. Yeah. Just as long as it's not a fire, so. Hazard or something.
Well,
It's not getting by it.
Well, I think we can tuck it in, so totally out of the walkway.
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay, but we'll for sure measure it once he's done to be sure that it's not blocking any path.
Okay, great.
Any questions for me?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you.
A lot of work.
Moving on to the approving the minutes from the February 6th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve February 6th.
All second.
Favor?
Aye.
Claims 1 through 166 in the amount of $237,905.38 and the payroll claims.
I'll make a motion to accept those.
I will second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Good. Review and acknowledge the Treasurer's Bank reconciliation monthly comparison report for January.
I'll make a motion to accept both.
All second.
I'll second. Right.
Aye. So then we'll get it. Okay.
Well, if you didn't say
I didn't say it. So messed it up. All right, review and acknowledge the first monthly report for January.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Report of collections as noted, what?
Just jumping back up to that treasurer's report. Susan told me that since we put that money in Trust Indiana, 100,000 interest.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, they're in local. Yeah.
yeah.
Was there consideration to put more in there?
I don't
That's
see her.
here, I think probably we need to meet with her to discuss.
Well,
That was for 3 months.
3 months worth.
Yeah, still.
Right, right.
100,000.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely, I think we're 4%.
4%, yes.
Yes.
And it's went up a little bit too, I guess, so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would. If you do me either.
I'll talk to Susan.
Okay, that's good. Okay, report of collections as submitted for the clerk, health, department, recorder, and sheriff for the month of January.
I'll make a motion to acknowledge all of them.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah. Transfer request for the auditor's office in the amount of $115.68 from postage to dues, and then the recorder's office in the amount of $5.31 from office supplies to dues.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Hey, sometimes you just don't know what the dues are gonna be.
Yeah, you don't.
Until after the budget's been approved. Circuit Court, Justice Partner Grant,
What happened here? She ran over like almost $300 from one grant to the other, so she said,
we can transfer from one grant to another. Why would you just pay short up? Well,
Well, it seems as if she's supposed to be here at some point, so.
maybe we can wait and ask her then, because I always thought state board of accounts said that was a no-no. But okay,
I agree.
So we'll hold on.
That's
okay, and she's supposed to be here like now.
Yeah. Well, we, you know. That's all.
Okay, well, start. Put her in. You may get interrupted. I thought you could really.
Try to be real quick. I sent you guys an email reference to flooring, brought it up to the council. They want to discuss it on March the 6th, but with you guys in the joint meeting of, what will be approved and where the money will come from. But as you know, you got that. We got a quote from Romer's, we got a quote from Patents. There is quite a bit of a difference between them. Romer's was 15,500. Patent was 12,914. my recommendation is Patton's. So, you guys, whatever you wanna.
Was there anything in his budget?
Well, I thought we
don't-
already.
I don't have anything in the budget,
We
so.
can really, think we really discuss it at the meeting, but I think you're waiting to talk to the council, so.
Right, just kind of make it, I guess, make it more official with your approval, take it to their meeting on the 6th and determine where. How you wanna do that.
I can make a motion to approve it contingent upon funding from the council.
I'll second.
Obviously, it has to be done, so.
Alright.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Working on quotes from, I got, Randy coming in, I got some outside lights that are out, the pole lights, are 2 or 3 of them are out, and they've been they've been there for 10 years and not been replaced, so they are due. We got that coming, just updating my quote from Hessel paving on the driveway, for this year, try to be a little quicker on it than it was last year, bring that, hoping to have all that for you guys on the 6th, so you can have an idea. For that, so. We need to get that driveway sealed, and then there's a back portion in the backside that needs to be, asphalt needs to be totally replaced. Kind of sinking in and starting to crumble away a little bit. So. And I don't know how that would be another one of those 2 line items that, depending on the outside lights, I might be able to pull out of my budget, but I have to wait and see what the cost is on that, but the driveway was on the outside lights, and on the driveway. I hadn't, but if that's what you guys request.
What's the nature of the work and how much?
Basically, it's coming in and sealing it, sealing the cracks, sealing it, re-striping it. Yeah, it was like 12, 13. I think it was where it was at last year, or, yeah, okay. If you guys request to have a second quote, I can have to do that. I mean, that's up to you guys.
It's up to you, I just know that
I'll just get a second.
they jump on things pretty quick.
I'll get a second quote. I can look at it. Just to stay consistent. Do you want a second quote on the outside lights too then? No,
I don't.
What's your power company there, you know,
it's Titmont.
your, okay. I think I'd recommend is there are incentives for outside lights to have looking at that.
We did that and you can't, I'll recheck into that when we did replace the wall packs on the wall and then some inside lights about 6 years ago. We got a refund off that. Typically they wait until you put them in and then you send them the invoices and they send back. I don't know if they're still doing that and send it, but I can check on that and double check. I can double check that.
If you help reach out to me.
Yeah. So,
Is the lighting equipment, is that under 50,000?
oh yeah. I can't imagine it being more than $100 maybe. I don't even know.
That's just.
Yeah, it'd be way under that. I think we replaced one of the pole lights in that time 5 years ago, and I think that light was only like $200, $300. And then the installation, and they did it all at once. So, yeah. Last thing was, when I did, put together the interview, 2 individuals for the full-time paramedic spot, and I did fill that spot. Should they start on March the 6th? So that'll help a lot.
That's great,
And then the other one is gonna work part-time, so that'll help also too.
great.
So still have 2 up on FMLA, still got 1 on workman's comp. Looks like she's out till at least the 13th of March on workman's comp. Maybe reevaluated, and then the other 2 were, one of those should be back about the first week of March, the other one. That one's still up in there right now.
Okay.
Hopefully we can get back to some normalcy, but I don't know about that.
Someday.
That's all I got. Okay.
Thank you. Is Missy here, or
I know.
does she have something? She gave us, I know she gave us something to review back.
The contract.
Yeah, I didn't have any, this is the postage services.
Mhm, for
I didn't have any.
the Form 11s. Yeah, okay. I didn't know she needed us to vote on. Okay, well, we can come back.
Can we
to
go
it.
get her?
Well. It's confirmed that she's without making a motion, so accept that contract, so she can.
All second.
All those in favor?
All right.
If you can just let her know if she doesn't pop in here. Is the sheriff here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Good job.
That's-
Second number, you know? Roughly.
I looked this morning. I'll get it for you.
That'd be great. Jason,
One thing I really have for you guys, our sale list, for our auction this spring. Only this is your copy. We'll have that April 1st at 10, that's the first Saturday in April. So, we met with Matt Perry last Thursday. Go over some things. He's gonna come and take pictures. Give him about 3 weeks before we advertise. Move forward with that.
You already voted to declare the surplus, yeah, that was that last meeting or?
I thought-
No,
I think we did, okay.
Okay, and I also signed, after I signed and I questioned myself, contract with him that day, so do we need to have Ken? It's just a standard
for the sale.
contract, yeah.
That'd be good.
Sure.
If you can pass that on, whoever has, do you have a copy of the contract?
Contracts here.
Yes.
That one page. So we need motion for surplus, or did you make it, Andrew?
No, I'm making a motion to declare that his equipment was surplus.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
There you
I've been speaking with USI about our bridge number 54, which is on Scottsdale Road off of 136. It looks like VS Engineering had done all the plans last year, I believe, 2 years ago. They're stamped, all the permits are good, so Michael Woodfell had mentioned something about doing an annual bid for contractors, possibly next year, and just putting this one out for bid. That's something because it's gonna be over 150,000 for the labor and work and stuff. So, as soon as I get all the information from USI, we'll put that up and then talk about that. That should be our bridge.
And they're just gonna use VS's
Yes.
already stamped.
They've already talked to VS.
Awesome.
They're no problem
Okay.
using those. So everybody's good with that.
Yeah,
We
we already
should be
paid
out-
for it.
Yeah.
plus
Yeah, the beams and the guardrail are already paid
gear,
for,
yeah.
so.
Okay,
The email we got on that other bridge for the federal. I don't think you had time to talk to the council about that one, if we would put in, I think they were seeking out the counties to put in that extra
Right. That was after the,
after their meeting. Okay, do you need some action from us? On
yeah,
that?
yes.
Because how much money are we talking?
If we were to fund that 100% locally, it was like, it's over $1 million.
Okay,
And the split was 500,000. So it's significantly more.
are counties being forced into doing that?
They're not being
or-
forced, they're just, what they're trying to do is spread the wealth in the community,
Okay,
process with federal monies. So everybody might get a share of it instead of just a handful of counties.
okay.
But that's a lot,
What's your thoughts on it?
but
that's a lot of money. but-
generally, the handful of counties who get it are the counties who need it,
Right,
not the wealthier counties, so I'm not so hip on
Well, not either, I was just,
spending $500,000.
wanting that other angle, you know, I want to do that.
it depends on the money situation again, because we're doubling our,
I mean, we haven't really gone after this years, and I would think that, that would maybe move us up the ladder of
possible.
possibly, I mean, we're taking that chain, everybody's taking that chain, that's when they put in for it. What are your thoughts on, you want to just stay as is and,
I would just wonder. I would say,
I don't think there'll be any reactions or
Okay.
feelings if we don't do it this year. It's just a suggestion from
Okay.
Katie did
I'd
mention,
stay in course what we're doing right now.
okay, that's fine. Katie did mention that other counties are doing that, but they may be more fiscally.
Sound,
able
yeah.
to do that.
they're gonna have more in their
Yeah,
MVH.
Yeah. so,
Or some other time. Okay,
so,
Cancel that contract.
so if you guys are good with that, we'll stick with
okay, yeah. So you can reach out to Katie and let her know, that'd be great.
it. Did you guys have any questions on the projected plans for this year? I gave it to you guys.
did you catch up with the Ellsworth? Did you talk to them, Ellsworth?
I left,
And
yeah, message, yes. I'll try to get it there.
yeah. Well, NDOT had,
We run into that all the time.
well, NDOT had actually reached out to him prior to the conversation, so,
Oh, wow.
yeah, right, so
About 3 weeks ago,
We're gonna
fix it. Well,
they will look at the crash data and anything else.
Okay.
well, and they had some alternatives that they were going to fix internally, it just needed his kind of approval, if the state wasn't, so. And maybe take Roger and you to be sure the ditch and stuff.
So,
No problem, we're not there.
They're willing to fix it themselves, it just needs kind of work, be sure it's done right. Either way,
Yeah, that's definitely stay right away, the whole thing.
yeah, right,
I don't know, if we'd have any say about it.
yeah. I just sent you a text to what you're talking, you'll know what it means.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Health department. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're back.
Two total, 29 I count,
How many out of them?
From 9.
29.
Has Vermillion taken theirs out yet? Do we have any Vermillion?
They're
Is the sheriff,
behind the schedule.
is the sheriff gonna put a hold on that jail being open? Or he should.
No, but when we were sheriff's school in December, he said it's supposed to be open middle of January. And we're talking about maybe May now.
Yeah.
Earlier
We're
story.
a little behind. State, he called a couple weeks ago and said the state come in and said that everybody needs to be out. Well, then he called back later and said, no, they got it worked out. So they're still holding up 40, I think.
Okay.
So we got that many probably. And there's Sullivan's in the mess anymore. I think they're getting ready to move in here soon.
Okay. So maybe we need to start looking for contracts elsewhere or feds or.
That's our next step.
Yeah.
We get room in there, then that you can negotiate pricing.
Yeah, they pay a lot better too.
75 to 90.
Yeah.
is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, health department. Anybody here?
Jen, Eric, Bud?
The only thing I have is this call on 234, on that paperwork, are we done with that? Because I know you didn't get
I
something
think
back.
you sent to,
Yeah, the paperwork's been sent to their attorney. I think we're probably waiting on the deed from them to be signed and sent back, because we've done the sales disclosure and yes, look at it, so we're just waiting on the attorney.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Everything's going okay up there?
It's going well.
Perfect. Thank you. Josh back there.
nope.
Tina?
Jim, you were there? No, nothing? Greg?
We started to clean up out there. Just everybody, 2 dumpsters out, one for metal, one for trash. We're moving forward.
I sent the information for the cleanup to IMPA the very day of the meeting. And haven't heard anything. I sent them the photos, picture. So when I sent the vice president, so.
Who's got those? Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff, Council, did you have anything? Okay,
Roger, good morning. On the bill for, going on the prophylaxis, do you have any update on that?
Yes, Glenn Price was on vacation for 2 weeks. He is back. I'm having a meeting with him. We're gonna get a cost proposal together for Hillsborough. I know where their budget is, and I'm trying to get under that budget. And hopefully I'll have something to do by that meeting. Yeah.
Okay. Second thing, we're here, on the sewer development at the jail. That nothing monster they have in there, that's not doing the trick in your opinion.
No, I went and surveyed the jail last Saturday. The pit that they have, the sheriff thought that the sewage comes out of the building directly. Right, it doesn't, it comes from the south, so we need to find out where that sewer comes from. And it heads north into the manhole. They have a cutter pump that is in the pit. It is sitting about 8 inches above the invert. So, and it should have a float that triggers the pump on when backup happens for it to crunch whatever's in there. The float was not working, the pump was running dry. I was surveying it. It does absolutely nothing because the 8 inches where all the stuff is bypassing it is going right under the pump. So whatever is there is mal-designed or intended to do something. And that pump is running. So with the new screen design, that pump is gonna become null and void. It did raise any red flags from that it was running dry, but it's gonna go away and it's just sitting there, just hanging in the air. We're gonna redirect the sewer to go out into that gravel lot that is next to the parking lot. We're gonna have a screen, a bar screen that collects all the large items, brings them up the bar screen into a compactor. It dries it up, washes it, dries it up, puts it in a dumpster that D&D trash or any trash, put it in, come pick up. And then the effluent from that screen will go down into the sewer system and then head back into Petersburg.
Is it like a elevator type of?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Hasn't been touched on.
Yeah. It's an ongoing screen, that's what I've been put there from the beginning, but it wasn't.
But it's not a huge type of situation where you have a big. I mean,
It is a 10-foot deep hole in the ground, with a concrete channel and the screen goes into it. The screen, the compactor and the washer and the dumpster have to be closed. So we're gonna have a building there, close that, and then. So we've started on that. It was interesting surveying out of the jail. I heard a lot of screams that they care not to be one of. There's a lot of projects going on there. Yeah, the design is started. With all the surveying, so hopefully I'll have something for you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna be. But yes.
One other thing, I and Kelly went to Attica. We were there last Monday or Tuesday, and they are, and you know, that Attica started fire territory. Yeah, they, that was a first public meeting, but it is in the process. And it'll involve, Logan Davis, Town of Attica, and Sean. And it's just going to be like Alan Brown's territory, you guys are familiar with that, that's how we'll work it. It'll cost them tax increase to the folks in those areas. They feel like they need to get the revenue through the territory to help them with equipment. Man, if they actually want to put 3 part-time people on at Atticus during the day.
I think you'll eventually see that in all these rural fire
Just make
departments.
them aware.
Well, at least some different parts of the county will have, gonna have to, because you can't get volunteers anymore.
But it's role.
And I don't recall really seeing much of an increase, because when we did it, for the Allen Brown,
I mean, it wasn't.
no, it was very, very minimal. What I saw, I mean, if anything.
But it is. It does.
What did you hear at that conference on the state possibly putting a training site or something?
Well, there is a next level, grant money available, and they're looking into the Attica area. They're wanting 2 to 3 acres, so, Homeland Security. I spoke with him out in the hallway regarding that, so I'll reach out to him, see if there is some interest. I don't even know if there's any land available.
Well, I said we could put it right by the jail. Supposed to be a training place for the firefighters. I said we could put it right by the jail and give them.
I'm not sure why they were looking in the Attica area, maybe because it was close, to Tippecanoe County. But I'll ask, we can reach out.
And lastly, I'm gonna hire the one the chance that we got an email on Brenda on the solar with the extension office. They're having a meeting
Okay,
with how to handle contracts, farmers, how to handle contracts, getting that all.
is that the one you're going to, Tim? I didn't sign up for it yet, but
So
fairgrounds, okay,
sounded very interesting.
right. Well, it's good that you're educating, yourself, help understand, the whole. Thanks, so. Okay,
See you. Good luck.
yes, good luck. Judge. Was that everything, Jeff, then? Okay, Judge, I guess you're up.
Me?
Mm-hmm,
I'm not a judge. Good morning.
yes.
Thanks for fitting me in. I appreciate it. So I had to talk about this one.
Well, we started to,
Okay, all right. Well, I'm sorry, I'm late. As you know, we've received an opioid settlement, some restricted and unrestricted funds, and I'm not gonna say that I've read through the whole settlement agreement that dictates what it can be used for, because it's like 255 pages long, longer than I wanted to read, but I think that I read the meat and potatoes part of it. And there are some constraints with regard to what can be used. You know what JRAC is. Brenda, I don't know if you know all of JRAC, but it's mandatory that every county has to have one now. And we talked during our last meeting about possibly JRAC acting as the committee to make recommendations to you all for expenditures with that. I know that's what several other counties have done. You're on it. We have Kelly Carlson, I think, is the council appointed representative. So really, most of the facets of the county, the prosecutors on it, Danny's on it. So with regard to people that deal with the addiction issues, I think all interests would be fairly represented. Obviously, you all would have the last say. And so I was just wondering if that was a possibility that you all would entertain or.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. I think our next meeting isn't until next quarter, but we kind of set out some parameters on maybe asking you, okay, if it was a threshold amount under it, you might just authorize the committee to okay things so that we're not coming to you all, and we'll try to get an outline to you on that and get your approval. So, all right, appreciate it. Do you have anything for me?
I do. So we did not act on the circuit court transfer.
What
I- From Justice Partner Grant to the JCAT grant. Okay, so I've always been told state board counts, you don't transfer from one fund to another.
Well, so they're both grants.
I understand
They're
that.
grant funds, and so everything that is in JCAP has come from Justice Partners. It just, that's completely how JCAP has been funded. We just set up a
So you
separate.
can't just pay for it out of that one fund instead of doing a transfer, I guess
Well-
is what I'm asking.
That Justice Partners started during COVID. And so that actually is an accumulation of 3 grants. It's been funded 3 separate years. And so what I came up with the court, Indianapolis, was that we would set up a separate fund So that we would be able, I don't care how it is, I mean, either way.
I just don't wanna see her getting written
Sure.
up, you know, for transferring from
Sure.
funds, so. You know, whether, if she needs to reach out to, Stigler accounts. You know, whether you do a. Accounts payable adjustment, you know, if something's already been paid out.
Yeah,
we need to make it.
I don't care.
That's probably more acceptable.
Honestly, we could merge the two if you want. I mean, I don't know how they for sure would work best for you. I just know there's money in one. And it started getting spent out of JCAP. Back when we had the JCAP program alive and well.
And I don't know, can't, you know, in the past, we've had to do a resolution or something to transfer. Unused funds, the council would have to approve that. I don't know if that's another,
Oh, let's not make that complicated. I'll sit down with him, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
It doesn't. have
I just
to be
don't
that.
want to see anybody get in trouble for.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to make this more than it is, so that's fine. We'll just
Okay.
sit down and, I mean, the money's there, so
Right. Okay,
that's not a big deal at all.
okay.
Anything else you want to help you with?
No,
Nope,
All right.
thank you.
okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
Susan? Did you have anything?
Without anything at all, we did get our rates, a little higher at O and B. Every time trustee Leanna refreshes theirs, I go to O and B, and we're now getting 2.5% in the checking and 3% on the savings, so. Trustee Leanna's up over 4.25, so
So,
they're getting there.
so 2.5 on the
Checking.
checking,
3 on savings.
and we've got what, 60 million in checking? Or about that,
About that.
3 on savings. Okay. Great job on the interest.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. No. I think that was, right. Okay. So we have, I don't know who is who, sitting on the back row from the Farm Bureau. Are you glad?
I'm glad.
Okay, all right. And did you have something that you want to bring up, or you're just here watching the show?
Well, I was having to stand and speak, so, nothing formal, I just wanted to introduce myself, I work in local government. We have Caitlin with us, Caitlin is your regional person, I came from almost a decade at Okra, so I brought Sarah Furterman here with me, who's also from Okra. So we just wanted to say hello, consider us a friendly face, how can we work together with you on projects? The joke is I like to spend the government's money. So as the feds have money or you run into projects, I have a long history of that. If I'm gonna get in legal trouble for that, please don't write it down. If you guys need something or you run into an issue, run through road projects, and you wanna get the message out to farmers who might be running equipment, let me know. Our membership spans more than just agriculture. We have a pretty wide swath. So yeah, I just wanted to say hello, introduce our team, and then we're gonna grab coffee, lunch, like breakfast, or Benjamin's, and anyone will.
Okay, thank you. Roger, did you have something that you want to share with us?
Nothing.
Really? Sorry, how are we going?
Oh,
On the old jail and the deed.
on the what?
The deed for the old
The
jail.
deed's already been recorded.
Okay.
It's transferred to the city, we notified the city, they have. Nothing holding them back from doing their work. The only thing that we have to clean up is. We are going to record an amended, I talked to the city attorney and agreed to, we're just gonna file an more or less an amended deed to show the section that. Roger just surveyed for us that the retaining area that's been defined around the tower will remain the county's property. That was not intended to be transferred to the city.
Okay,
On county farm, on the farm survey, it is almost ready to be completed. I will send it to you guys and when it's done. They encountered a lot of problems with that property. There's a lot of ambiguity on where the lines are. So the surveyor worked through that. It was a lot more work than he expected, but regardless, he gave me He called me from the field a couple of times, asking where do you want that line to be, and I said, keep it into the woods and the farm. So we don't encroach on the farmer. And we'll push it a couple of feet into the woods, so we don't impact the farmer. At the end of the day, you're gonna get a parcel basically that you're gonna get rid of or sell or whatever. And I think it's just good stewardship to the farmer, just not encroaching on them, although their line, at one point, the line was 5 feet inside the farm rather than being on the wood line. I told them to adjust that, so they worked through all that. We will have a clean survey, hopefully that can get recorded, there's no ambiguity in it.
Okay.
And the one last thing, there was a bunch of emails about, and Tim chimed in on that, and the emails, there was a bunch of emails about the gun dealership that wants to be run out of the house. I briefly talked to Ken about it, I had copied him on the email. There is nothing in our requirements that would prohibit this gentleman from running a gun dealership in his home. I went through the federal requirements, there are 7 requirements. It seems that unless he's a criminal, he meets all those 7 requirements, you know, they're really basic, you have to be 18 years old, you have to have no criminal background, pass the criminal check, but that's all the feds, not on us. The only thing we have to address is, since it's gonna be run out of the home, does that make that home a business? Does it have to be rezoned as commercial property, or can it stay residential property if you run the business out of the home? Is it considered a home business, or is it considered a commercial business at this point?
If we can bring it up to the planning commission, but I mean, we've got hundreds of home businesses, whether they cut hair or they have dog grooming or whatever else. Because the first one we passed about 2 months ago, or let through, just with, if you can pass a federal background security check, it's a, it'll be a good business.
Yeah. And the
And
ATF
none of
agent,
them are having, they're just by appointment only to their house. So it's not gonna be traffic in and out all the time.
and the ATF agent that sent the request did not raise any red flags on the gentleman's ability to have that. business. The only thing was, check with your county zoning, make sure that you meet zoning requirements, because that's,
And that's exactly what the last one had.
yeah, that's a trap that most of these businesses fall into. So if you guys are comfortable with the way it is, we just let it go.
Yep.
We don't have anything in place today, hopefully next year we will have.
Yeah, and I know the applicant. Very good persons.
No, I'll just let it go then. That's it.
That's it?
Tim, you got my phone?
234 property, where are we?
Just wait, they,
Waiting on
I believe we already sent them the agreement and they were to send the deed for recording, so I'll ask them back in.
Yeah, we got it,
Okay,
as far as I-
okay. And then we next need to set it up for sale. I mean, we need to draft that.
We need to have for next meeting, we'll have a resolution and we'll, we need to have 2 appraisals. And once we get the appraisals, then we'll go through the offering process.
Okay, and then that offering process. We want to make sure that, listen, right, you listening?
I'm listening, I'll write that.
That all buildings on that site with the buyer tear them down. Okay, they're gonna be totally tore down. We don't want for better term, for slumlord coming in there and just making it as bad as it was, so.
Are we requiring the footers and the foundation to be gone, and are we requiring the septic and the well to be both corrected? Whereas.
It should be, yeah, it probably doesn't have a septic.
Well, whatever's got a cistern, it has to be dry, it has to be closed properly.
Yep, absolutely.
Before the transfer, that way we give them a clean piece of property.
Oh, okay, so what county will do that?
I'm not sure, what do you guys, health department, what do you think? Do we need to close them, or should we put it in the requirement for sale that they be closed?
I think they look at the duty sell.
Now, we let the buyer do that. Okay,
We're in contract.
Yeah.
so along with your requirement to remove the buildings, probably have the septic.
Because they might not want to close the well. They might just cap the well if they plan on building there.
Right.
That's it.
Do we want to discuss the economic development job We need a job description. Andrew and I was kind of talking about that, but
Give me a 35 minute
yeah,
finding to do that.
I know. I think there was
Not,
enough
not worth
individuals.
anything. I mean, unless you have somebody in mind,
I do know.
okay.
Do you?
I asked that lady at the last meeting, it's with the state, what's it cost for an economic development person? She said, basically average 80,000, a good one, 150.
Thanks for everyone, it's like
Yeah.
that, Jeff.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Andrew's just asking where
Right.
we're at. and
I
all
know,
that.
I know how you're doing. I mean, guess we can put it out there for part-time, maybe some stroke of luck and get somebody that would actually, do a decent job, or at least attend the meetings you're attending, but
Yeah, because,
no, you're tired.
yeah, well, the only thing I get compensated for is mileage, that's it.
If we work with we together, it seems like it would be a lot.
It is, I mean, it's out there, it's like, I think he wants our commitment.
Yeah.
But yet, I feel like it's out there
You feel like,
months,
yeah,
if not a year.
yeah.
Because they still have some things that need tweak. So, yeah, it's, we got a lot of stuff going on and I won't lie, we're exhausted with, the efforts that we're, but, I mean, it's about the growth and everything, and that's what, we're wanting and needing. So we do it. It's stuff that needs to be done.
Yeah, it's not even, I mean, it's just keeping the county from every census dropping 1,500, 2,000 people.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do, trying to stabilize.
Okay, well,
I don't think you can draw something up or language up or whatever, that's fine, I mean.
I've gone online and, looked at other counties and seen what their job descriptions, are for economic development. I just need to know what exactly did the council have in mind, because for the amount of money, get what you pay for.
For somebody. You would have, right? The only thing.
But see, I guess the problem I see, and it's just from working in the auditor's office before, we train them to do stuff for the auditor's office, and then you're really expecting them to do economic development. So then you're now pulling that person away from the auditor's duties, and so they're doing it part-time. And a lot of times that doesn't work out very well. You might as well not have anybody, that's just my opinion, but. Sorry.
What are other counties doing? Like Montgomery County has that person. It seems like they've been doing very well. And, we hear about a lot of new businesses coming in and factories coming in. Do they have a full-time person?
Oh, yeah.
$85,000 to $100,000.
Absolutely, Crawfordsville probably has one, Montgomery County probably has one.
Well, Warren County has one, and I know some of the meetings, they want me to join some of their work sessions. Like 2 hours on this day, and then follow up 2 days later, then I've got the Ready group, that's for a couple hours or so, or 3.
I just don't have a.
I know you don't have an answer.
No, I would go back to me. I don't have a real good handle on how the rest of the council,
Right,
how they feel.
Right.
and I know if Montgomery
water-
County, they've got an economic, and that person reached out to me, they would offer the same services, probably a lot less. What exactly does Fountain County want to do? Do we want to have a full-time economic development person to speak after, we talk about having a grant writer? We don't have that. Most people will just contract with someone. We've not really had much support in the past for any kind of growth. It was, we can do it ourselves. And you can see how that worked out.
You also have the comprehensive plan in the works, right? So
Yes,
that-
they're gonna come present to the count at our joint meeting, because that's gonna be right now $55,000.
once that is starting to come into place, I think that will push the contract.
I agree.
Get some, you know, into some
Right.
position.
Yeah, I just think it'd be best for the county, to have that in place, a master plan, so that you kind of have a go-to
Well-
guideline to help it.
It's like our speaker said last week. These big factories, that's not what's going to save this county.
No.
We don't have a workforce for that, but we do have a workforce for 2 and 3 person, 5 people shops. And the small business is what's going to save Fountain County, in my opinion. And I'll bet you that's what the comp plan comes up with. That, you know, get these downtown all full again. Different, just like, for instance, Prime 41 popped up in Petersburg, it's thriving. There's a lot of businesses that thrive if they come into Fountain County, which attracts more people into the county who want to live here with our fiber. I mean, we've got a great situation right now, especially in the rural area with fiber.
Well, it's not just Tickmark, it's other companies coming
Yeah,
in.
Charter's been put in $30 million or something. Even though they're in a lot of Piedmont's area, which makes no sense. But
I know, but they work,
But
they
they're
work with
doing
one
it.
another.
Yeah.
Because they're all gonna benefit.
so we're really setting a lot better than we thought 5 years ago or 6 years ago. Had no
I
idea how
agree.
we were going to get fiber.
You know, getting there, you know, has
So-
its challenges, you know, somewhat, but. It's gonna take a lot of us to get it done, so.
Okay.
That being said, I don't really have anything else. Colin, did you have anything?
I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.